guys, what's up? It's DJ Henry and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about fear and 3 ways that you can overcome it. I know a lot of people deal with this and they want to overcome their fear. It is a highly searched thing in Google. And that means it's very common to all of us. I want you just to, take a deep breath and realize we all deal with it. I deal with it every time I want to put a piece of content out there because I want it to be really good and really helpful to those people that receive it. So with that in mind, I want to tell you about an African proverb called run towards the roar. It sounds weird, right? But what it's talking about is lions and hunting and survival. When lions go out to hunt, they will essentially put the oldest, weakest lion who maybe doesn't have the best eyesight, might be losing some teeth, might not be able to run as fast, and across from him are the stronger, younger hunter lions. Say a gazelle is gazelling along and they hear a roar because these older lions have really powerful roars. And they use that roar to scare the gazelle back in the other direction. But who's waiting over here but those hungry lions that want to devour that gazelle for dinner? What the proverb means is that if you run towards the roar, you might have a chance of getting away because this lion is not as strong or can see as well. And so you have a better chance of getting away from this particular lion than these lions. So in essence, the roar is what's going to scare the animal, but it really doesn't have any power. And that's the same thing in our life today. No, we don't live in those times where we have to hunt animals and be out in the jungle and the forest and all of that stuff to get our food. But we have different things that we deal with today that roar at us. When I found out I had multiple sclerosis a few years ago, that freaked me out because the way that I found out, I essentially fell over and couldn't move anything from my neck down for a good bit. And then all this other stuff started happening and obviously I recovered. At the time, I was afraid to accept it. I wanted life to go back to normal. I loved my job. I felt like I was making moves in my career. We just moved to a new house. And then this happened. And for me, the roar was really just accepting what happened and how life is gonna be now. And I couldn't move forward until I accepted it. Now, I still have my faith, but I also had to accept. And it's kind of a weird dynamic. But when I started to accept, then it's like my faith grew because I was able to really see what I needed to do to take care of my body. And that was a huge roar. It took me years to get to the point where I even feel comfortable talking to you about it on this camera. That was one of the biggest roars of my life. The thing is, if you have a roar in your life, on the other side of the roar or the other side of your fear is really the thing that you want. If you don't face that and you turn around and run backwards to your comfort zone, you run back to toxic people, you run back to something that's safe but not really fulfilling, then in essence, you're getting devoured. Your soul is getting devoured. Your life will get devoured if you don't move forward. Now, it's easier said than done. It takes practice. It really takes practice to get over your fears. I was a gymnast for almost a decade, and let me tell you, every day I was scared I was gonna die when I went to practice. I mean, the things that we'd have to do is ridiculous. When I look back on it, it's crazy. Flipping on a little beam about this wide and that high off the ground and running towards a stationary object that you're supposed to flip over and then just hurling yourself across the floor and bouncing up into the air and hoping that you land right. Swinging around on bars and letting go and hoping that you catch it again. I don't know what I was thinking. Every day when I went in there to do a trick that I was scared of over and over again, I was less scared and I started to grow more confident. So the same thing in your life, if there's little things that you can do that will help to grow your confidence. My 14-year-old daughter and I have this thing where we try to do one thing every day that scares us. And that's a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. And I love all of her quotes. Every day do one thing that scares you because it's gonna push that limit of dealing with fear. So if you're afraid to speak to strangers, well, the next time you're at the grocery store, Talk to the cashier. Just compliment them on something. You'll be surprised. You could probably brighten a lot of people's days. Maybe you have a fear of investing in yourself. Start small. Invest in one little thing that will help you get further. Like little. If it's just a special notebook and a special pen where you write down all the dreams and goals and things you have, well, that's a very inexpensive investment towards your dream. So the next thing you could do is do an upgrade on your phone. So you could take pictures and video, or buy a little lavalier mic for $30 and stick it in your phone so you can make better podcasts or something like that. So you're just taking little steps, and that will help you to take the next bigger steps. Because of the internet, we all think that our chapter 1s has to look like someone else's chapter 20, and we forget that they actually had a chapter 1 too at one time. The third thing I'd say that you should do to overcome fear is to get to know who you are. Spend time knowing who you are and who you are not, and what your purpose in life is. That doesn't cost any money. And you know that little notebook that you bought? You can write in that every day and reflect upon yourself, what you like, what you didn't like, what you want in life, what you don't want in life, who you want to be and who you don't want to be. Just spend time getting to know yourself and your purpose. All of a sudden, things will open up. And that's really what I experienced, and that is what I see my friends experience. Once they start to accept who they really are and what their purpose is, and they stop being ashamed of that, man, amazing things can happen. And I want to encourage you to spend the time to find out who you are. There are great books out there on personality and personality types and how to interact with different personalities. That's a great way to start. Those are 3 ways that you can start to overcome fear in your life. So I want you to just remember what this fear really is, a fear mindset, meaning it's in your mind. There's nothing yet that has proven that you're gonna be destroyed because you bought a notebook, or you upgraded your camera, or you tried something new. Now I'm trusting that you understand what kind of fear I'm talking about. Not if you're gonna jump out of an airplane without a parachute and prove that you have no fear. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm really talking about anything that stops you from pursuing the dream, pursuing the calling, and enjoy the journey as you figure it out. Because every step matters. So, thanks so much for listening. If you like this video, will you do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and give it a thumbs up? Also, I have a gift for you. If you look down in the description box, you can click on the link and it will take you to the free gift. You just put in your email and then I can send it to you. What it is this little mini course that I made. It's an audio course. You can listen to it in the car, in the shower, possibly, or while you're doing dishes, or while you're on the treadmill. And it's called 3 Days to a More Courageous You. And it's completely free because I really want you to experience that freedom of being able to have some tools when fear shows up, because fear is always going to show up, but that doesn't mean that we have to let it be the leader. Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. It would be really cool if you left a comment. Don't forget to get the free 3-day mini course. I am so glad you're here. Just makes me so happy. You're awesome. Has anyone told you that? You're awesome today?